get it, dog. Let's go.
Nicholas, as a teacher, what are like the top three things that you are really prioritizing in a good lesson for your students?
So as a teacher, especially when we're talking about people that are at the beginning stages or little people, that there's routine, right? That's like the thing. So like the routine in the lesson. So they come in, you know, I'm kind of a clown, so I like to get them like all amped up and excited off the bat. Sometimes with young men that backfires on me, but that's okay. They get a little wild, they go buck wild. That's okay. But you know, just a routine. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to sit down and we're going to kind of do this first. Then we're going to do this second. Then we're going to do this third. And then we're going to have little breaks in between those sections. So we're going to talk about stuff. So, you know, you're not going to have to like sit there the whole time and wig out. So that sense of routine with each one is great. I think for a teacher and for a student, hot take, teacher and student, you kind of need to be bringing the goods. I don't know a better way to say that. It's like, even if you're teaching a little guy, or a little gal, or a little whoever, you know, a little puppy, if you're teaching puppies, I don't know. Dude, you should make sure that you're learning about learning styles, how people learn, what's good. Play the exercises they're playing. Think about how hard that stuff when you were younger. Think about finger numbers. Dude, kids will ask some questions, man, and I love it. It'll be bouncing off the wall. It'll be a crazy question. Take those questions seriously. Try to answer them. Try to think deeper, you know, be able to challenge yourself. And I think when you give off that energy of being hardworking, but like having a good time with what you're doing and loving the grit of learning about what you're doing, that's gonna transfer to the student. So third, man, there's so many things, dude. There's so many things. I feel like somebody that's selling what you're buying. You know, for me, I'm a great fit for some young students, and for other students, like maybe not so much. You know, there's amazing private studios that their whole business is teaching young kids. Killer, dude. For me, like an adult beginner is just like, those are my peeps, dude. That gets me going. I love the adults, like eyes lighten up when they realize that they can get it. You know, I love accompanying for singers, you know, so like working with singers one-on-one, helping them learn piano chops and stuff. It's just what I do. It's where I live. It's what I eat and breathe. But, you know, like, I'm probably not going to teach Herbie Hancock a lesson. Probably Herbie is not going to get much out of our lesson time. So you got to make sure that the person has what you're selling, you know? So how do you do that? I think for most people, just like being really honest and having great communication skills and telling them what you're trying to do, and don't be afraid to play for them, because then they don't know how to help you, and just really be okay with being vulnerable and being where you're at. And you know, then you're gonna get what you're paying for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shoot, I love that. Do you feel like what you're trying to prioritize as a teacher is pretty much the same for student? As a student, you're looking for those same things?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So even a little kid student that you're thinking, well, he's not trying to come in and learn, you know, how to sound like Norah Jones off the bat. He don't even know who Norah Jones is. That's all right. Like, the little guy needs certain things, and like certain people have certain learning advantages or disadvantages, specialties, different. Like a real kinesthetic learner is a great fit for me. You know, some willing to dive into the theory is a great fit for me. Some of the kids that just want to read what's on the page and they're hyper visual and linear, it's like, I'm fine. I can help you, believe me, because I've had to toughen that up, but I'm not the best. I'm not the best for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really good self-awareness. I feel like a lot of teachers, especially early on, get desperate and they're like, I'll take anyone. But then, I mean, through that, you realize the things that you're talking about, what you are trying to sell, what you're looking for in a student, who you best work with and teach, and what kind of people retain the information and knowledge you have to share. That's awesome.
You got
I love
three,
it.
you got 3 for us? I'm sure you got at least 3, dude. You got some teaching experience for your youth, dog. Talk to me, man.
Yeah. So I do feel like these 3 things, certainly not limited to these 3 things, but I think as a teacher and a student, I look for these. The first thing, establishing goals, which kind of they hold hands with expectations, right? If I don't know what a student is taking lessons for, if I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, if I don't know what the end game is, it's a loss for me. Like, it's really hard to take lessons and to teach students with kind of no clarity in that area. So what does that do? What does establishing goals do? Especially if there's a set time for the lessons, as far as like long term. So like, I'm only taking this for 4 weeks, or I'm in it for the 6-month term, or I'm in it indefinitely. It's helpful to kind of break up time and understand how time is going to work in your favor for those goals. So that kind of helps with the general structure of things. It helps me know kind of what material, what approach, how theory and history and all these things kind of play into that goal. It helps me understand the student better, their personality. And it makes me also, you're being hired for a service, right? So if I'm being hired and I don't know what I'm being hired for, that doesn't really set me up for success either. So I want to make sure I'm delivering as a teacher on what they're expecting and what they're looking for. So that's like lesson number 1, or even sometimes a pre-lesson conversation. It's like, what are your goals? Why are you taking lessons? Why is this something that is fascinating you? For the littles, it's like, I'm taking lessons because my mom wants me to be exposed to music. Okay, great. Well, we're going to take a really broad approach then and dabble in a bunch of little things and build a great foundation. I'm taking lessons because I'm a retired person who, I grew up listening to my mom play piano in the house, and I really want to learn the song she played. Amazing. Let's get those charts out that your mom played. Let's get some foundation built at the same time. And like, there you go, combo platter of like some solid skills. You learned your sentimental songs, and you're like a happy retiree just playing piano all the time. So the goals, amazing. They set so much up for success, time, structure, expectations, all that. Amazing. The second thing I feel like is goes hand in hand with like learning styles. And it's making content approachable. So it's going down to the nitty-gritty of analyzing what kind of books you're looking at, what kind of ways does the student learn best. Is it online games? Is it musictheory.net? Is it quizzes? Is it flashcards? Is it doing duets with them and showing them like exactly what it looks like? Making it approachable for the student is absolutely crucial to the student retaining the information. So if you're not finding a way for them to retain, how are they the music is not a one-size-fits-all situation. So you really have to have, as a teacher, I believe you have to have multiple kind of like a whole tool set of things. That includes a wide variety of books. That includes a wide variety of online resources, physical, tangible resources, activities, etc. So approachability. And then last thing, you got to connect to the music, dog. Like, you have to have some kind of connection. So whether it's emotional, or it's just like, speaking as a student, I'm a super analytical type, and I connect in a different way than maybe this super emotional student over here. There needs to be a connection, or else there won't be like an investment, an investment in the music as a person, as an integrated being rather than just a musician. So many ways to connect. I think I've seen that the most effective way for me as a student and me as a teacher is finding finding musical selections that students are really excited about. So how are they connecting to it? Like I had one time, I had a really athletic student that was like, you know, the dreaded, I'm in it because mom is forcing me to. And I was like, okay, you like sports. What if we learned how to play the like football theme song, you know, prime time, little guy. And he like lit up, and suddenly lessons were something he was excited to show up to, and being at the piano like reinvigorated this like spirit, and also connected to another thing that's non-music related that's really important to him. And just like the retiree that's learning songs that his mom played as a kid. For me, it's like playing the stuff that just like evokes intense emotion, because I'm a really emotional person. So if it can like connect to my soul in that way, extra brownie points for that. So, you know, having some goals, making sure that it's super approachable for the style of learning, so that it's really sinking in, and then connecting it to the deeper person that is beyond the musician sitting at your piano or your singing or your whatever. So
fantastic, dude. I feel like even little ones, to get them lit up, if it's a song they know, if it's something from like a little kid's TV show, it might be like a 3-note ditty and they are just stoked. And that can fuel having to deal with gritty practice for like 6 months for some kids, you know. It's just so great. That's so smart. Yeah, man, get fired up, bro. I love it.
I love talking about this stuff. If you're out there listening and you've never taken a lesson, and maybe these gave you ideas on what to look for, drop a little comment. Tell us about that. Or maybe you're a teacher and you're looking for more refined approaches to teaching. Maybe you got something here and you want to reach out. Do it. We'd love to hear from you. We love learning from our listeners. We love learning from each other. Conversation is the breeding ground for getting better as people and teachers and everything else. So we love you. It got deep.